far too many cheesy nuggets to fit into one episode with our cheese and beer matching video this week, so we thought we'd give you some of the gold that ended up on the cutting room floor. Specifically when we went back over all of the different cheeses and picked our favourite beers, as well as a little ace in the hole from Johnny. This is Beer and Cheese Matching Uncut. Would you have done any of those matches differently? Would you have shifted the beers around a little bit?
Well, what I want to do, being mischievous, is to try the match that should not work at all, which would be the mildest cheese with the heftiest beer.
Ooh, yes.
Because sometimes it's interesting I'm just going to wipe some of the goo off this.
Of this and the creaminess of that.
And the acidity in the centre. It might be nice.
You're thinking centre of the cheese mostly?
More the centre, yeah. My God, you must never tell people that I've done this to these cheeses. If Todd saw this...
It's like it won't be on YouTube to 70,000
Oh, no, that's
subscribers.
great. Oh, thank God for that. Yeah. Sorry, Todd.
Thank you. Just apologise to the cheesemaker.
Yeah.
We're not sorry. We're loving it.
Of course you're not.
You know, oddly, even though that's even bigger than the Gers, it doesn't dominate as much as the Gers do.
Isn't it interesting? I think also there's another thing I've been thinking about a lot, is what you think about over time. So not just, is this beer and cheese working in my mouth at this second? What's happening as they develop? So at first I thought it wipes it out. Then the acidity, as you said, of the centre of the cheese comes back and does something really rather nice.
It's amazing, a little wave of fresh,
A wave of fresh.
cheesy tartness at the end.
Nice. Blues are often more salty. You need the salt to control the bluing.
Whereas it just all goes blue.
All goes blue. You don't want too much blue in the
Michael
cheese.
65 situation.
Yeah. I don't know what that
There seems to
means.
be more blue in the middle than this one than there is towards the edge. Does that mean there was more oxygen in the middle? Or is it just...
No, I think it might be an accident of the piece we've got. You can sometimes, so to make the cheese blue, you pierce it with steel rods.
Yes.
They're quite inert, and you pierce it, and then that lets the air in. So you can sort of see there where the rod's gone in, and the blue is grown along that vein. But as to whether it's going to start from the centre or the outside, I think it depends a bit on the mood of the bit of blue mould, or I don't know, stuff.
The mood.
Yeah. I think the
Getting
mood
a
of the
little
mould
bit
is important,
horoscopy.
isn't it? Esoteric. I can do
The moon was in the
esoteric
seventh
cheese.
house, and the
That happens.
This makes me think of like mining
That's
as
lovely.
well. Like when you hit a seam,
a seam,
in
absolutely,
mining, and you shear off
I love
something.
that.
I do a lot of mining, obviously.
Really?
So,
Do you?
no,
South London's wild.
But I've watched, opal miners, and they'll go and they'll dig for 10 years.
Finding a rich seam
and
of
they'll
blue.
find a seam.
Cheese mining.
Seam of blue.
I like
Opals
it.
are blue.
Opals are blue, and
like
you mine
a
opals. That's
rich
connected.
seam.
Yeah. I mean, I do have some theories about why porter and that was the most
Don't cut that
fun
one
thing. That don't cut that.
Straight
out.
on the
I
cutting room
It
floor.
was amazing. No, I love that bit. Opals are blue. Yeah. Yeah, Brad.
It's remarkable.
I like that.
I'd like to try one.
Yes.
If we've got any Gers left, quite like to give it a little go with our funky. There's some Brett on the outside.
Yeah.
Maybe there's some Brett on the inside.
Give it a go.
There's a discussion we haven't had yet, which is cheese first or beer first. Now, because you guys are the craft beer channel, I've been quite into beer first. If I was to do what I really wanted to do, we would try every single cheese and beer combination in both directions, and we'd be here for hours.
The technical answer is beer, food, beer.
That's what I think, actually. I didn't know that was a thing. I'm just so
That's- yeah.
naturally clever and wise. But
That was actually a bit of a disappointment, that. They didn't do anything for each other.
Yeah, they weren't fighting.
they weren't fighting.
They
weren't really
They
playing.
were just out of love with each other now.
I kind of felt like they were both problem children that got together and were being a bit naughty. That's how I felt about it.
I felt more like they were kids that hadn't seen each other for a decade. Or like when you see somebody on the tube who you haven't seen for 10 years and you meet them and you go, so how have you been? And you're like, I can't distill 10 years into a minute between tube stations. So you just have this awkward, yeah, all right.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's more like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Just how me and Brad communicate when we're hungover. All right?
Yeah, you
drive
did that
somewhere?
really well.
Come on, Brad, what's your chaos match?
I just want to eat some more of the cheddar.
Well, that's a good idea. And then with whatever, right?
I'll tell you what I have got. I've got an ace in the hole.
Go on.
I haven't got a Trappist beer, but I've got a quad.
Oh.
Which I brought the quad for two reasons. One, because I was going to bring West Valletta and show off, and then I thought actually I want to show something else. because I couldn't find a barley wine initially. Then I thought, I'm going to bring it because I've always thought of the quad as the chutney. So I've always thought it can go, any cheese that is good with a chutney will also be good with a quad. So that's my ace in the hole, and I think it'll be good with a cheddar. I don't think it'll work with the Caerphilly, but I think it'll be good with the other three.
Shall we just try it with everything?
We'll have to give it a go.
Brilliant.
Where's your fish?
Do you need my rubber fish again?
Yeah. So this quad is from 6 Degrees up in Scotland, who make beautiful Belgian beers. And I don't think we've ever had them on the channel. And it's an absolute travesty that we haven't. So I'm glad we're gonna pop them in there. Oh, it smells like toffee apples.
I've cut quite hefty pieces. I mean,
That's okay.
you can have as much as you like. Right. So I'm gonna have beer, cheese, and then beer. Wow, it does smell like toffee apples. I am on the 5th of November and I'm 12 and I'm having a toffee apple and there's fireworks. That's amazing. Oh. That is a fantastic beer.
Bringing out a sweetness to that.
Oh, it's wonderful.
It's less chutney and more, sometimes people serve like really gloopy balsamic on Parmesan. That's what it's doing.
What we ought to have, and we don't, is a super fresh goat's cheese. That would be nice with a bit of balsamic. And with that was, gosh, I think you've introduced me to a new thing, Johnny. Well done.